Good morning, Earsians. Welcome back to another stream. Today we are gonna see how far we can get with Baobao's post Dawntrail 7.0 patch quests. I have quite a lot of patch quests stocked up for the doing, so I'm not gonna get them all done in one day, but we will see how far we can get in a few hours. We have about, well, about 2 hours or so before I should pause for raid. And we will raid a separate stream. But right now I'm going to grab my tribal quests real quick before I get started. At the very least, I should be able to unlock the next dungeon and get that done. Ninja. Gulaja, sorry to make you wait for so long. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I've brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamati, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Oh, I gotta choose a thing. Oh, and my little Angelon is knocked over and I must pick him up. Okay. We will take your knight's world silver pieces because your normal quality food is useless. Gulaja wishes to go and collect his flower for the funeral. Flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gosson. He was apparently Sven's aide and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. While we proposed the funeral, the royal administration took the brunt of the planning. One of their number can better explain what the ceremony will entail. Ooh. Yeah. It's definitely a mixture of gear. Why, you're... I'm Baobao of Tulialal. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sven's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gosson, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state.
Can we get our flowers here?
Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators.
What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral?
Ah, rest assured they are not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able.
I see.
Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sven. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower.
I will.
The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Oh, so orderly.
今ここに集まった人々はそれぞれ違うふるさとを持っています。ある者はアレクサンドリアが、またある者はトライオラが祖国でありました。その両者が出会い誕生したのが神聖アレクサンドリア連王国。若い世代にとってはそれこそが唯一のふるさとでありましょう。このように出自からして異なる我々が雷鳴が絶えず響く障壁内の限られた世界でなぜ共存してこられたのでしょうか。そうです。リオ・スフェーン様が皆をまとめてくださったおかげでしょう。彼女の優しい笑顔に励まされ生きる活力をもらった人は数知れません。残念ながらスフェーン様は消え去ってしまわれた。しかしそれでも私たちは覚えています、彼女のことを。故に今は共に祈りましょう。古きアレクサンドリアの伝統に立ち返り、残されたものとして死者の眠りが安らかであるようにと。そして未だ心に残る彼女との思い出を胸に刻み、明日へと継承してゆこうではありませんか。そうは言ってもこの先どうすれば。
スフェーン様、雲の上に行っちゃったの？
ええ、そうよ。それなのにまだ覚えてるなんて不思議ね。
僕、スフェーン様に会いたい。だって悲しい時はいつもスフェーン様が話し相手になってくれてたんだもん。覚えてるのに会えないだなんて絶対変だよ。
会えないわ。きっとそれが死んでしまうということなの。
でもそれじゃ僕たちどうなるの？このままずっと寂しいままなの？
実際これからどうなるんだろうな。スフェーン様あっての俺たちだったんだ。この先の生活が不安で仕方ないよ。
あの方がいたことを生地覚えてるばかりにね。いっそ全部忘れられてたら自分たちで何とかしようって思えたかもしれないわ。
俺たちもトライオラに移住した方がいいかもな。荒野を歩いて渡るのは大変そうだが、それでも先行き不安なこの国よりは。
I would.
あのさ、ヨカフイ族って部族の思想にこんな言葉があるんだ。人が死ぬのは肉体的な終わりを迎えた時じゃない、誰かの心から忘れ去られた時だって。ならスフェーンについてもそう考えられねえか？お前が覚えてさえいれば肉体や魂はなくても心の中で生きてても結局もう会えないんでしょ？だったらきっと寂しくなるよ。僕そんな風に感じるくらいなら記憶を雲の上に預けちゃった方がいいと思うな。悪い。別に押し付けるつもりはなかったんだ。お前らなりのやり方でいいからさ。スフェンのこと見送ってやってくれよ。
He's gotta feel his feelings.
やっぱりそう簡単には受け入れられねえよな。どうにかしてみんなが前向きになってくれたらいいんだけどよ。
死者に対する気持ちの整理もそうだけど、利用を失ったことによる生活の不安も問題よね。
ああ、そのあたりも隣国として支えて。どうしたグルージョ？
さっきの話、死んだ人のことを覚えてるのと覚えていないのってどっちが幸せなのかな。僕は父さんのことを覚えてる。だからこそ名前を聞いたりすると今も胸が痛いんだ。スフェーン様だって同じだよ。思い出すたびもういないんだ。寂しいなって。
In a different way.
けど母さんのことは何も知らない。知らないから寂しいって思うこともない。僕は父さんたちのことを覚えていたいけど、どっちが幸せかって言われたらわかんないよ。
グルージョ、
ちょっと場所を変えましょうか。
Dawntrail train. Gathering at Yaktel Instance 1. Okay, I'm on my way. Derailing my main scenario progress. Where's the train? Well, I'm here, but no one else is. I wonder when it starts. Huh. Yeah, I missed the first instance, huh? There's no one here. There's no parties. Damn. I think I'm gonna skip the hunt train because I missed the start of it. I don't know how many stops we're in. I've already done a couple hunt trains on her already. And really, it's just important to get story done. Where are you guys? Alright, I'm back. Back to our cutscenes. Yeah, that notification for the hunt train must have been left when I was still in the cutscene. Hey, Gulja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there. But she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Do you want to know your mother? I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again, and if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. All right. Thank you, everyone. Quest complete. Grahatia has an idea on how you may proceed with your investigation. Assuming neither memories nor records of Gulajah's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Baobao, if you can make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Okay. You're looking for a Mameljah woman? Oh, Gulajah's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zoral-Jah, then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoral-Jah assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Interesting. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mameljah woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zoral-Jah. You might have better luck talking to the people over at a Tanawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep in a place called Ueoata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kanaloka. Kanaloka, eh? The hunting train has arrived here. Which to me kind of only confirms my decision not to do the hunt train, because it's going quick. A Mameljah woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tulil after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Ah, you're back too. I told Shale all about your search. Guluja has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Zorlja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasalani, among whom was a female Mamul Ja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural withdrawal, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Ueyawata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Ueyawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zorlja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamul Ja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zorlja have been doing in that village? I think I can answer that question. In order to retrace Zorlja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Orogenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Ueyawata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. Oh, this is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal a little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating this secret facility in Ueyawata then. And this time I want you to come along, Gulja. Ueyawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. Make your way to the drift downs when you're ready. Kilusa will have a hover cargo ready for you. Always raining. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I'd never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright. Be careful, everyone. Let's turn in some stuff. You're back. Was the dead walk as haunting as we expected? Let me get this straight. You met a disturbed mascot, attended a twisted tea party, were assaulted by a sky wheel and a merry-go-round, then fought for your life in a haunted house? The Endless House, to be precise, and with that my suspicions are confirmed. In the days when Dreamborough yet flourished, the Endless House often held plays with volunteers from the audience. These volunteers would be cast as the story's heroes and tasked with rescuing a captive princess from Traumaray, Lord of Nightmares. And I'll have to finish that later. That's what I get. Oh. Ueyawata Field Station. Shack to rob. Once again, what is going on with these red mages? Fine, no crits for me. I'm baby. get an embolden? It's not. Oh, there it is. Loot. What's the loot? An amulet of healing and that cute little coat of aiming that I will not get because I rolled a 17. Phantom Rapier and just their relic gear. Just their relic gear. Everything, but close enough. Someone's gonna die. Of fun? Nobody died! I'm proud of all of you. We did it. Canaloca Corpus. Is that a storm? I don't think it's a storm as much as it is a singularity. Rush ahead. Rushes ahead. What was that roar? That's 3 amulets of healing. Buddy, you are far. Here's my little cutscene. Whoa. And it was just stuck like this until we got here? Or they just imprisoned it in that singularity? Really piatti. Poor thing. Here! Let's see if I remember all the mechanics. This reminds me of Giant Carbuncle. Those aren't good memories. Ah. thought I was safe there, but I was not. You almost killed me! Everyone safe? Everyone safe. Nobody died, and I'm very impressed by that. Very good. Please stay so I can calm you. Oh, she looks very cute with that hairstyle. Calm. Oh, calm the samurai.
獣はゾラージャ兄さんが討伐したって話だったけど、バリガルマンダみてえに封印しただけだったんだな。
あの施設では人間の魂と記憶を魔物に移す研究をしていたようね。
That's worse than the Garleans.
わざわざこんな僻地に研究施設を置いたのもこのトラルビドラールを利用するためだったのね。もちろん封印した当時には思いもよらない利用法ではあったはずだけど。
Now we've killed it. The echo.
というわけで人格の崩壊を防ぐため人の魂の方を獣の体に移したいのです。
その方法ならトラルビドラールの力が利用できるのか。
理論上はまずは通常の魔物で実験を行いますが、ゆくゆくは強大な力を意のままにできるかと。
そうして魂を捧げた者はどうなる。
人に戻れるわけでもなし、必要な犠牲と割り切るしかないでしょうな。その分機械兵などよりも多くの戦果を期待できますよ。
That's twisted.
いいだろう。ならば早急に志願者を募り実験を開始せよ。
かしこまりました。それでは 私は上の観測所へと戻ります。
Who would volunteer for this? No one would volunteer for this.
承認したのですね、彼の計画を。
停車じゃ。今後はカニロッカの下につけ。お前は幽霊体の中でも腕の立つ呪術医だった。その見識が実験に役立とう。加えて奴自身を監視する必要もある。よく見、よく働き、真実だけを俺に告げろ。実験に反対か？よもや任務を果たせないとでも？
いいえ、障壁の中で生きていくにせよ、外に出ようとするにせよ、強い力は必要不可欠です。頼れるもののない私たちは多少強引な方法を使ってでもそれを獲得しなければならない。ですから命令はお受けいたしましょう。代わりに実験が軌道に乗ったら報酬をいただけないでしょうか。
何を望む？
トライオラでは手に入らないと思っていたものです。あまりに遠くにあって求めることすら諦めていた。ですが今なら、この場所でならあと数歩で触れることができる。
見合う成果を収めたなら何であれ持っていくがいい。俺が求めるものは障壁の中にない。ここでは証明できない。お前の望む報酬がこの場にあるというのなら、
Girl, he warned you.
俺にとっては価値のないものだ。
All right. Well, those were some disturbing insights.
おい、大丈夫か？
Oh yeah, this happens all the time.
停車所。その人が僕の母さんかもしれないってこと？
She has to be.
アウトスカーツの奴らが言ってた通り、ヤースラニ荒野にはマムージャ族がほとんど住んでなかったんだ。ドームの出現に巻き込まれた女性が何人もいたとは思えねえ。ならやっぱり停車所がそうなのか。
カニロッカは去り際に上の観測所と言っていたのよね。あの施設の上層にそういう場所があるのだとしたら、停車所さんに関する情報も見つかるかもしれないわ。
よし、 行ってみようぜ。
Oh. I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't many other Mamucha women here, for a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tulila and saw some, I was able to finally picture her in my mind. And one day I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Well, kid, if I was any good at drawing. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us take a look around, for information as well as a way to the upper level. What happened to the people here? Did they all leave, or did we already meet them? I think they are all dead. To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even if in the best case they would cease to be men, was their devotion to Zoral Jaw so absolute? I don't think they were all volunteers. It won't open, and I don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the key. I wonder what Luke would make of this research into transferring souls. He'd think it's an abomination, just like I do. The researchers likely moved between the upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. It makes me angry to think about what they did here. Yikes. Yikes. I'll be right back. I am missing something somewhere. Okay, well. Okay, they made me interact with that first. That's annoying. Gross. I have to inspect mangled corpses. Okay. I was transferred to Ueawata Station in order to train the villagers in the use of electro technology. While a child can quickly learn to operate common contraptions, it will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skill to develop new weapons, ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, two of my pupils have demonstrated great aptitude in the field, Kanaloka, the village chief, and Tishilja, a field chirurgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that before long they will be able to carry out their duties without further instruction, and I may be relieved of my duty. No verification key here. Test subject's journal. They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write. Can write good, yes? I am good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it, so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. Am eater. Must eat. Creepy. Alright, verification key found. It seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valakarmanda. All the machinery appears to be still in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue, even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Guluja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishil Jha. Ah, it brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tishil Jha, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to this storage device that I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents, but first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Are we doing something illegal? No preference. Welcome back. Gula Jha has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need the time to process everything. In that case, Alisa and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Aye, their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Geode's concern is writ plain upon his face. Alisa isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Tural, ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us in Tulilal. My brother's doing all he can to see the Shaktural Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Kwana seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. To Shalawani Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Kwana informed. Bye, friends. I'll be back. Walika. Wow, vow of resolve, and Baobao to boot. What can I do you for? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, Scratch on the way. Ah? Looking good, Aaronville! As the guildship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. Not to mention it was probably hot as fuck. You're here about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which... I assume Lamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? Ah, yes. The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations, but now we're back to our original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mahawatsuan. That is, the Ronik. Though the Hetzaru that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetzo being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronik will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them or they'll panic and put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronik's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronik's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mahawatsuan for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear what the Hetzaru have to say about it. They are the ones the most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Huatwo. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetzaru encampment if you like. You know I'm gonna. Huatwo is right there. Gotta finish tying off this braid real quick. Alright. Okay. Huatwo, where are you? Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way to Mahawatsuan? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Shaktural Railroad. You too have noted the Ronik's unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Geppetto, has been looking into this matter. Geppetto? Normally, we'd expect the Ronik to keep to their favored grounds nearby for a while yet, and despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Pyaryonuan or Yatanane. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward toward your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetzaru would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzaru descent. My parents traveled with the Ronik as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stall-keeper in Tulialal's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I'd already been in the palace some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she'd been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Truly, I have never heard of the Ronik choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetzaru willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the Ronik's current behavior. As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetzaru may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Ronik and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hetzaru culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. I'm right here beside you. Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronik, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. I'm not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Hey, as long as you don't have me shoveling shit, I'm good. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Great. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned. Fine. Start with you. You're learning about the Hetzaru way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Ahem! Our Hetzo provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices, and soap to drive away pests and sustain our fires. What is it? Is it dung? It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for Ronik chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. When there is a need, there are Hetzo I'll always provide. It's dung. It's always dung. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronik hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. I'm afraid I've finished with my tasks for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know that the Ronik are our Hetzo, our guides that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetzaro must also part with half our number. You may think it a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This too is the wisdom of the Hetzo. As you stroke the Ronik's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, like as not. Apparently I have one, thank you. Ah, Geppetto sent a Ronik brush with you, did he? How like him. Now just run it through one little patch at a time, gently. Gently? Really? It needs to be gentle with this guy? Are you sure? You dutifully brush the Ronik until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done! With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. You smell of the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could be nearly mistaken for one of us if a bit on the short side. I have to wonder how Valkawana is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronik and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work, or have you anything to share? Hetzaro life revolves around the Ronik, but in turn the people receive all they need. Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetzo rather than tread man-made paths. I arrived where I was meant to be, all the same. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ronik as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service to the people of Tyrol, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetzo are concerned. I'm glad to hear that, Valkawana. You're welcome among our herd any time. Quana appears loath to part from his Ronin companion. Quana, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaro as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronik are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to allow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetaro would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronik's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronik. Even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hetaro would have surely put two and two together were the cause geological, I measured the areas either to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal, perhaps. And a powerful one, like as not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be. A Turuhetsu. Turuhetsu. Ronik Reaver in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetsu in the night is another evocative one. Ronik can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turuhetsu. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronik's consternation is clear, as is our next move. We must drive this reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Never fear. We will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. The Ronik Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked, but it won't do for us to go running off in a search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Let's go! Let's chop it up!
おーい！ズル兵ゾヒリだ。荒野の外れの方からこっちに向かってきてる。ロネークがすっかり怯えて動けなくなっちまって、あれじゃ生きり立った他の魔物にまで襲われかねねえ。みんなで協力して逃がしてやらねえと。
俺たちも行こう。なだめて落ち着かせてやれば誘導もできるはずだ。
まずはロネークの保護が優先。それが済んだらズルヘイゾヒリの討伐だな。
あなたはここに残って誘導されてきたロネークの受け入れを。
承知いたしました。どうかお気をつけて。
We got this.
一刻も早くロネークを避難させなくては。
手分けしてかかればきっと大丈夫だ。
There they are.
ロネークがいます。だいぶ動揺してるな。なだめてやれば落ち着くだろう。
I'm reaching up the wrong way. Okay, they're all right.
もう大丈夫そうですね。先に進みましょう。ロネークもまたトライオルの一部。必ず守り抜く。
Here they come! They are running away.
この先に何が。急ぎましょう。いましたよ。
私らにかかればこんなやつら。
ズルヘイザキン凶暴化してるのか。別の方向からも来たぞ。
Blizzards. Everyone's got one. Yep. Let's go, Juana. Alpha alligator? I don't think so. Yeah, you get 'em. Should be okay now.
なんとか守りきれましたね。
You're okay, babies. Go home.
肝心のズルヘイゾヒルってのはどこにいるの？
Oh, cracked back.
向こうを見ろ。でっけえやつが向かってくるぞ。
ロネークの角を通さない強固な外角と鋭利な牙。
That's quite the draw of a
あ
draw.
いつがズルヘイゾヒリか。
Ooh, it's so big. Oh, this poor little guy.
いきません、ロネークが。
If you ever thought Wuklamot was stupid and impulsive, welcome to Kawana's excellent choices.
勝てない。
That's not gonna do much. Oh. Let the tank go in front. There's two of us. Sir.
僕の命に変えても。
No, you are a ruler and you can't think like that.
みんなを守ってみせる。
Yeah, he's got a lot of defensive areas, so we've got to find
大丈夫か？
where he's weak.
僕のことはいい。早くロネークを安全な場所へ。よーしよし、もう大丈夫だ。
おっしゃ。あとはこいつをぶっ倒すだけだな。
Mm.
民を導く王としてこれ以上好きにはさせない。
We fight. Okay, event an event. Let me. Can I fight him now?
誰も傷つけさせない。 秘密があるはず。分析しなくては。その仕組み見極めてみて。 少しの間で奴を止めてください。
Forward.
よし、足を狙おう。
Let's What did you get? What have you got?
今日で移行密度のエーテルを確認。この鉄鋼弾で外国ごと神格を貫く。
Oh, we got it. Good job.
よし、エーテルの流れが止まりました。
Using our smarts to bring down big game animals. Of course he's not gonna back down. He's gonna make us kill him. He's used to prevailing. He's the apex predator. More mechanics. Oh. We did it!
「脅威は排除できましたね。ロネークは？逃がしたロネークはみんなメワヘイゾーンで保護した。念のため手分けして周辺を確認してるが、もう大丈夫だろう。
皆様、本当にありがとうございます。そしてコーナ様、私たちはあなたのことを誤解しておりました。竜王であるあなたが恩義を呈してロネークを守ってくださったこと、部族を代表して厚くお礼申し上げます。
民を守り導くのが王の務め。そこに部も利も違いはありません。だから当然のことです。この外角、驚くほどエーテルの伝導率が高かった。これを素材として加工すれば、周囲に微弱なエーテルを放射できるマグが作れるかもしれません。なるほど。天敵と同じエーテルを放射すれば本能的に鉄道を避けるようになるってわけか。
いけるかもしれないな。それならロネークを必要以上に刺激することなく鉄道を運行させられそうだ。
本当かよ。さすがコーネ兄さん。
それにしてもこいつの姿をまた見ることになるなんてな。もう20年以上にもなるが間違いないよ。交易のためにシャーローニ荒野を離れて旅した時に見たんでさ。ローデニヘタ平原にあった同胞の集落がズルヘーゾヒリに襲われて大勢が犠牲になって、なんとも痛ましい光景でしたわ。
ローデニヘタ平原、僕がペルペル族の行商人に拾われた場所。その話詳しく聞かせてもらえませんか？
ローデニヘタ平原にもうちと同じようにロネークを平素とするヘーザーロの一団がいたんでさ。先にも言った通り、あっしは交易のために彼らの集落を訪れてやしてね。ところがその晩のこと、ズルヘーゾヒリが現れたんでさ。集落中が文字通りの大混乱。あっしも大慌てで荷物をまとめて逃げ出したんですが、一組の若い夫婦が逆走していくじゃありませんか。自分たちがおとりになるからせがれとロネークを頼む、そう叫んで二人はズルヘーゾヒリに向かって駆け出していったんでさ。あっしは無我夢中で走り続けた。ですが夜闇の中で集落の一団とはぐれちまって、日が昇る頃には一人になっていたわけです。風の頼りによれば、その後一団は何とかロネークの群れをまとめて別の土地へと逃げ延びたとか。しかし混乱の最中、行方不明になった者も多く、おとりとなった夫婦もついに帰らなかったそうです。
その夫婦の子はどうなったのでしょう？
さあ、そこまでは。ただ逃げ延びていたにせよ、一団とはぐれていたら一人で生きられるような年じゃなかったですよ。
おそらくその子は幸運にも旅のペルペル族に拾われて一命をつなぎ、やがては蓮王グルージャジャの養子となったのでしょう。あの時の僕には理解できなかった。なぜみんなが僕を置いてロネークと共に去ってしまったのか。しかし今ようやく分かりました。両親は僕を見捨てたのではなく守ろうとしてくれたのだと。
That's right.
ずっと恨むしかなかった家族でしたが、今後は彼らに感謝しなければいけませんね。おかげで僕はズルヘイゾヒリに撃たれることもなく、父と兄、そして妹、新しい家族に出会えたのだから。 そして王となった今、僕の家族はトライオラの民すべてです。両親が託してくれた思いを胸に、王として家族を守り抜いてみせますよ。
To note that the Hetzel are safe is more than enough, yet would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them, we also avenged my parents? It is the least I owe to them after all this time. Baobao, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn servant and as the often perfect man beneath that mantle. Now let us return our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We've removed the root cause of the Ronique straying from their favorite grazing and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting impulses of either strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Let us return to Shalawani Station and begin work on it then. Walika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. Yeah! I gotta wrap this up. Ah. I got stuck. You look pleased about something? Good news for the railroad, I take it. So the Ronique were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are, and Val Kawana's not too bad himself. What with his whistle idea? Sit tight, we'll have this train on the tracks before you know it. Sitting tight.
本当はもっとピカピカにしたかったんだけどな。外装は予備部品の寄せ集めだ。まるっと新調した内部機関は外からじゃ見えねえしよ。だがロネークたちを脅かしちまわねえようにみんなが最高の仕事をしてくれた。線路の枕木一つ一つからその下のバラストまで音が出る部分は全部見直して改良したんだぜ。
本当にありがとうございます。鉄道にかける皆さんの思いあってこその新車両ですね。
いやいや、こんな短期間で完了したのはトライオラが人手をかき集めてくれたからさ。それにズルヘイゾヒリの外角を使ってエーテル式の警笛を作るだなんてよ。そんなアイデア俺たちだけじゃ絶対に思いつかなかった。ありがとうよコーナ様、ウクラマト様。
それじゃ早速試運転と行こうか。新車両の走りっぷり気になるだろ。
見ろ、前方にロネークがいる。
では
よし、任せな。大まかに方向を決め。
驚いて離れていったな。あっちの連中はいつも通りだ。
成功です。これなら無用に驚かせることなく、危険が迫っている個体にだけ知らせることができますよ。
いい感じじゃないか。さすがリオ様。これで問題はみんな解決したね。それじゃサカトラルレールロード営業再開だ。
For a while there, we were real worried that we'd never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive was such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Shalawani, and then the continent. Watch out, Shaktaral. Here we come. I share the sentiment, but we've got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamati? Back to Alexandria for the stinger for the next patch, I think. Well, it's possible that Shale's made some headway by now. And regardless, we should spread word that the railroad's been restored to service. Shale? What do you have her working on? Gulajah's mother. I'd feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. The Kafkiwa we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. I needn't search for what she left behind, because she left it with me, and I will carry it always. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny Kafkiwa? What? No. It is merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, and I thought it as good a souvenir as any. Whatever you say. For what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your travels. Yes, well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? I thought I might join you for a time, see if there's aught I can do for the people there. Much changed though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. On the way, my butt, I am teleporting. Back to that room. A simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shayla is nearly finished processing the data. She will be able to share her findings with us imminently. I'm interrupting something, I gather. Why, Y'shtola, what brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in the Skydeep Cenote for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on electro. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my scrutiny. Fine by me.
膨大なファイルの中から停車者さん本人が作成したものを抽出しました。大半は研究に関連する内容で今知りたい情報ではないかと。もちろん気になるデータがなかったわけではないですが、暗号の解読に手こずっているので、そちらはまたの機会に。とにかくデータをより分けた結果、停車者さんが個人的に作成した音声資料を見つけましてね。僕もまだ内容までは確認できていないんですが、聞きますか？
お願い。
わかりました。それではいくつかのファイルを連続して再生します。
私は停車じゃ。こんな事態になった今、自分の頭を整理するためにも記録を残そうと思う。
これが
あの日、トラル幽霊隊の呪術医だった私はヤースラニ荒野に現れたトラルビドラールの討伐に参加した。任務を終えた後、許可をもらって一人で現地に残ったの。あまり来る機会がない場所だったから薬草なんかの分布を調べておきたくって。というのは嘘じゃないけど建前。本当は近々始まるという継承の儀の話題から逃げたかった。隊長が儀式の友に選んだのが自分じゃないということ。そこに名前が上がることすらないその他大勢だって事実から分かってはいたけど逃げたかったんだと思う。 だから理由をつけて帰るのを先延ばしにして、それが私の運命を変えた。突如としてヤースラに荒野を飲み込んだ障壁、私はなすすべなく巻き込まれて、そこで隊長と再会したの。今日はそうね、隊長のゾラージャ様の話をしましょう。憧れだった。見とれるほどに強いところも、それでも鍛錬を欠かすことない勤勉さも、私は遠くから彼を見ていたから知っていたの。その目はいつも彼方を見ていた。近くにいる誰かじゃなくて、遠くにある何かを探していた。彼の目が私を捉えることは未来永劫ないのでしょう。そう思っていた。けれど例の実験は間もなく次の段階に進む。そしたら私は今度こそ隊長から報酬を受け取ろう。一番欲しかったものを約束通りに。私は今日はね、待ち望んだ最高の始まりの日になるはずだった。ついにこの子が帰って、それを見せたら、あの目がきっとやっと私たちを捉える。期待して彼のところに行った。彼はこの子を見て触れて、
青い鱗。
あなたの子だもの。
俺は知らない。子にとって父がどうあるべきか、父にとって子がなんであるか知らない。今も知らない。わけのわからないものを俺に近づけるな。
大丈夫よ、大丈夫。きっと彼は少し驚いてしまっただけ。じきにこっちを見てくれるようになる。
Oh, she's delusional.
私たちはちゃんと家族になれる。行かなきゃ。カニロッカに呼ばれてる。こっちの研究が下火になってますます焦っているのでしょう。 この子にも八つ当たりをするかもしれない。隠していかなきゃ。誰にも見つからない場所に。
Yikes.
これで記録は最後です。
実を言うと、あの子は捨て子でね。数年前に下の廃棄場に捨てられてたのを私たちの仲間が見つけてきたのさ。
この後研究所内で何かしらの事故が起こった。それで停車者さんはクルージャーを迎えに来られなかったんでしょうね。
なあグルージャ。
僕は平気だよ、ラマチ。
He's very
父さん
smart.
も母さんもいっぱい寂しかったんだね。僕も寂しかったしさ、一緒にいればよかったんだけど、それがうまくできないことだってある
Smart
よね。
and emotionally intelligent.
これが幸せかなんてやっぱりわからない。でも知れてよかったって本当に思うんだ。ありがとうみんな。
Well, I'm gonna have to finish this little patch, even though I'm only like one quest away, later, because it is now time to raid. Hop. Hop. Oops. Little cat. Hop. So for now, I shall bid everyone goodbye.